A very good morning to all our Sports Today family members. These are the latest sporting headlines that's making the rounds this Thursday. And we begin with Shubman Gill. Now, Shubman Gill was seen wearing a neck brace as he departed with the Indian cricket team for the second test against South Africa in Barsapara. But most likely, he is not playing that second test. There are reports further stating that perhaps Shubman Gill will be unavailable even for the 3 ODIs that will follow the 2 tests. Remember, the ODIs begin from November 30th onwards. November 30, December 3, December 6. Is Shubman Gill going to be available for that? That is the one question everybody is asking, and most likely, as a precautionary measure, the BCCI might not risk Shubman Gill and he may miss the ODI series as well. Now, who will be the captain? Because even Shreyas Iyer is missing in that. That will be a very, very interesting situation come the ODI series that begins exactly about 10 days from now. But the Indian cricket team, they arrived in Barsapara yesterday evening, and today morning they will have the first practice session. It's a new wicket, remember, first time ever Barsapara is hosting a test match. Let's see how that pans out, and after that you will have the first press conference today in which you might get the confirmation that Shubman Gill most likely will miss this test match. So that's why a neck spasm really takes time. It takes close to 10 to 12 days to heal. It looks like Shubman Gill's participation for the test match and the ODI series is in serious doubt at this point. But now we shift our attention to yet another important series that's going to start from tomorrow, and it is the Ashes. Australia have announced their playing 11 for the first test that will take place at the Optus Stadium in Perth. And it is a surprise that you've got 2 debutants and 2 indigenous Australians who are going to be part of the Australian playing 11. The 2 debutants that Australia have announced are Jake Weatherald and Brendan Doggett. Brendan Doggett and Jake Weatherald are the 2 indigenous Australians that are there in this, and they will join Scott Boland because Hazelwood and Pat Cummins have been ruled out for the first test, and Cummins' participation in the entire series might be in some doubt. So that is why Jake Weatherald and Brendan Doggett are in. Weatherald will open the batting for Australia. Let's see how that pans out, and that is why this is a big situation. And as far as England are concerned, yesterday they announced their 12-man squad for the first test. Mark Wood has been included in that. But Mark Wood, remember, he will join Bryden Cars, Jofra Archer and Gus Atkinson as the other 4 pacers. There is no Shoaib Bashir, by the way. There's Will Jacks, who's been included. So let's see. Ollie Pope has just picked Jacob Bethel in this whole battle. So that's the way we look at it. Heading into the Ireland versus Bangladesh test match, there is a very historic moment that happened. Mushfiqur Rahim, playing in his 100th test, has managed to notch up 100. He joins another elite list wherein players have scored 100 in their 100 tests. Remember, Rahim is the only wicketkeeper batter in history to play 100 tests, 100 matches in all 3 formats. So it's a big achievement. The accolades continue to pour for Mushfiqur Rahim. Now, let's shift our attention to the world of other sports, and after Haiti and Curacao, we now have yet another nation that is playing in the FIFA World Cup after a lengthy gap, and that is Scotland. Scotland last played in the 1998 FIFA World Cup, and now they have qualified for the FIFA World Cup in 2026. It's a big achievement indeed for Scotland, who will be hoping that they can make some kind of impact in this World Cup. But we now move our attention closer to home, which is in Greater Noida at the Shahid Vijay Patik Singh Stadium, where you've got 15 Indian boxers up for gold medals. They are all going to play in the men's and the women's section, but most likely when you look at it, the focus will be on Nikhat Zareen, Minakshi and Jaismine Lamboria. Minakshi Huda, remember, won the World Boxing Championships in Birmingham. Nikhat Zareen is aiming to end a big medal jinx that has haunted her for 21 months. The last time she won, it was in Stranja. So that's why now this is going to be a very important tournament for Nikhat Zareen. And Jaismine also, she was in top form even in the World Boxing Championships as well. So 15 boxers will be vying for medals in that World Boxing Finals. And the final news that we're bringing you from this morning wrap is that Ayush Shetty has managed to beat world number 9 Kodai Naroka in the Australian Open quarterfinal, and because of that the Indian contingent is making a very strong presence in the Australian Open 2025. Towards the end of the season you do have the World Championships that's going to come up in December, but at this point in time it's very important to note that India, at least the other stars, are making some headway in the Australian Open at this point in time. Thank you so much folks for joining us for this video. Subscribe to Sports Today for all the latest news and analysis.